want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Hey everyone, this is Nadav Hirsch with the Joe Blow Movie Network here with another totally radical tribute video. Ask almost anyone who grew up in the 1980s about the most influential movie character of their childhood, and I guarantee you that one of the names you'll hear over and over again is Ferris Bueller.
Bueller.
Today, we celebrate the 30th anniversary of one of the most iconic high school comedies of all time. Welcome to the Ferris Bueller's Day Off tribute video. Released on June 11th, 1986, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is one of the crowning career achievements of director John Hughes, whose prolific work throughout the 80s and 90s made him a genre unto himself. Hot off the releases of his second studio film, The Breakfast Club, Hughes began writing the script for Ferris Bueller in the spring of 1985. Hughes claims to have written the script in less than a week, working for hours on end. The shooting script for the film ended up being Hughes' very first draft, with a majority of the story changes happening in post-production.
Hey, so win, Hey, so win, Kennedy.
Hughes intentionally set the film in a single day, ensuring few costume changes so as to give him freedom to make changes in the editing room with little worry about continuity. Episodic in nature, the film follows high school senior Ferris Bueller, played by Matthew Broderick, who decides to play hooky from school and enjoy a wild day in downtown Chicago with his girlfriend Sloane and best friend Cameron, all while avoiding his parents, his nosy sister, and the hard-nosed dean of students, Ed Rooney.
I don't trust this kid any further than I can throw him.
Hughes claimed that he always had Matthew Broderick in mind for the role of Ferris Bueller. He was the perfect mix of charming and clever. Only one other actor, John Cusack, was even considered for the part. The role of Cameron was originally offered to Emilio Estevez, who rejected the role. Broderick suggested his friend Alan Ruck for the part, having acted alongside him in the Broadway show Biloxi Blues. Completing the trio, the character of Sloane attracted interest from numerous young actresses, including John Hughes' mainstay Molly Ringwald. The role eventually went to the 18-year-old Mia Sara. For the role of Mr. Rooney, Hughes was inspired to cast Jeffrey Jones after seeing his performance as the prince in Amadeus. Production of the film began on September 9, 1985, in Chicago. Hughes wanted the film to be an ode to his hometown of Chicago, including as many shots of the city as possible and setting some of the film's biggest set pieces downtown. This was the first of his films to make full use of a great many outdoor locations, including one of the most memorable scenes at the Von Steuben Day Parade. The parade scene itself took multiple days to film, with Broderick unable to perform most of the choreography for the dance due to a knee injury from earlier in the production. While set in Chicago, Ferris's house was actually located in Long Beach, California. The actual owners of the house, the Balkmans of 4160 Country Club Drive, actually lived in the home alongside the entire cast and crew for the 10 days it took to shoot the scenes. Ferris's room was decorated by Hughes himself and was inspired by his childhood room growing up. While most of what is seen on the film is the actual layout of the house, the doggy door was installed just for the movie. The opening and closing scenes were shot at the very end of production, allowing Broderick to fully become Ferris by the time we first meet him in the film. Broderick was told to play it as broad as possible. Hughes was tickled by the fact that every actor in the opening scene was in love. Cindy Pickett and Lyman Ward, who played Mr. and Mrs. Bueller, were romantically involved, and got married soon after the completion of the film, while Broderick and Jennifer Grey, who plays Jeannie, were also dating at the time. Weird.
Bite the big one, Junior.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Hughes included the scene at the Art Institute of Chicago purely out of love for the museum, which he considered a place of refuge. The scene offered the director a chance to return to his roots and show his favorite paintings to the rest of the cast and crew. The baseball scenes were originally meant to be shot at Comiskey Park, home of the Chicago White Sox, but were scrapped due to time restraints. The production ended up shooting at Wrigley Field instead. The high school used in the film is the exact same one as used in The Breakfast Club a year before. Committed to accuracy, the kids in the film, including the freshman boys, were all actual high school students who looked up to the 21-year-old Broderick.
The 1961 Ferrari 250 GT California.
As for the beautiful 1961 Ferrari GT California showcased in the film, no, they didn't actually destroy a real one. There were only 100 in existence, so the production hired automobile restorationist Mark Goyette to create 3 replicas for filming, affectionately known as replicars. The cars were constantly breaking down, and were universally hated by the entire crew. Only the insert close-ups in the film were shot in the actual Ferrari. Ferris Bueller's Day Off hit theaters in June of 1986 and was met with universal acclaim from all corners, with critics praising the film as one of the most sophisticated teen movies ever made.
I quote John Lennon, "I don't believe in Beatles, I just believe in me." A good point there.
The film opened at number 2 on the box office chart, on its way to a final domestic gross of $70 million. More importantly, the film embedded itself in the pop culture zeitgeist. It's been referenced and parodied in numerous films, songs, and TV shows. Ben Stein's delivery of the classic Bueller line is still endlessly quoted to this day. A recent Super Bowl commercial found Broderick reprising the role of Ferris to promote Honda. And there was even this great scene. NBC even tried to cash in on the film's success with a Ferris Bueller TV series. Ferris Bueller! It was canceled after 13 episodes. So how does Ferris Bueller hold up 30 years later? There's little question that the film is a comedy classic, boasting a slew of quotable lines, great performances, and an instantly recognizable soundtrack that's become synonymous with the film itself. This is a film that seems to just get everything right. And while most 80s movies have suffered with age, this is one piece of nostalgia that seems deserving of all the praise. It really is that good. Hell, I'm probably going to pop it in the old VHS player and watch it again now. So, here's to you, Ferris Bueller. You're our hero. For the Joe Blow Movie Network, I'm Nadav Hirsch.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.